Hi everyone, welcome back. Monica here. Today I'm doing a review of an Oracle deck, which I haven't done in a while, mainly because it's not really the main focus of my channel, but I do enjoy doing reviews and flip throughs and things like that. So today I have the Floridian Mythos Oracle deck and guidebook. So this is something I backed on Kickstarter. And I did that for a number of reasons. Despite the ridiculous shipping costs, I can't do a video without mentioning that. Despite, I guess the fact that the cost of Oracle decks and Tarot decks is basically doubled in the last 5 years regarding what you're ordering from Kickstarter, I still see decks that I consider to be worthwhile my investment. And this was one of them. So the Floridian Mythos Oracle deck and guidebook was created by Amber Ray Malott, or Malott, I'm sorry. As usual, I mispronounce names. And it comes in a really wonderful box. I love the feel of the box. It's very, very matte, as are the cards, and I'll show you those in a second. And it is, as the name suggests, based on the environment in Florida and surrounding Florida. And I was attracted to this because I kind of felt like living here in tropical North Queensland, there's a similarity in our environments too. And that's shown in some of the cards with some of the animals chosen, and I'll have a look at that. So when I got the deck, it came with a really lovely sticker, and I would say that she's been very thoughtful in including a sticker of a koala, since I'm based in Australia. She would have known that, delivering the deck. And that's really, really lovely. I love that nice little touch. And it comes with a little card of appreciation for backing it. And then we have a really nicely done guidebook. It's nicely done because it includes images of all the cards in color. And I think that's just really nice when artists go to the effort and the cost of including that, right? So you've got your card image, the keywords, and the meaning upright and flipped, as well as a description of, what the card is about. So that's a really, really nice touch. I think it's a small guidebook. It's not very elaborate, but I kind of feel like it, covers what you need to know. And then we get to the cards. So I'm going to talk about, I guess, some of the things that I love about this deck to start off with. And then I'm going to talk about, I guess, some of the things that I kind of wish were done differently. Straight off the bat, what I absolutely love, is the card stock. It's very matte. It just has a really nice feel for it. And when you go into the Kickstarter page, she does talk about her card stock selection, and it's something called like an eco herbage, I think it's called. So it's like a more sustainable option for cardstock, and I think I give her absolutely big thumbs up for doing that, for really considering the cardstock. And what I really, really love about the cards is, I guess, the overall art in general, and the way that she's chosen to select keywords with different animals. So dolphins, you've got Good Omen, and that's really, really lovely. And some of these cards, like I said, the animals that are included are also present in my environment, in our oceans, and in around the coast where I live. Not all of them, and there are some that are only unique to Florida or to that part of America. But I just really wanted something that has that kind of tropical feel to it. And unless you've lived in the tropics, it's kind of hard to explain that. It's got, I mean, like all environments, it's got its own sort of little niche energy and climate. It's kind of like all infused into one, and that's what really attracted me to this oracle deck. And of course, I don't have many oracle decks, so for me, I think that this year is the year where I'm kind of branching out a bit more into oracle decks and really enjoying what they have to offer. I will also do a full flip through of all cards, and I'll timestamp that below if you don't want to, hear my ramblings about the deck. So yes, we've got dolphins where I live, and we also have crocodiles. And a very interesting choice of keyword for crocodile, the divine. I think that's really, I like that, to be honest. They are an intrinsic part of the ecosystem, and humans really need to be really aware of that. They're absolutely, I'm absolutely terrified of crocodiles. I say that not because I'm in love with them. I don't think they're amazing because of that. I think they're incredible, and they're one of the few, I think they're one of only 2 animals that will actively hunt humans, and they do. The other one being polar bears. So we also have turtles. We've got protection with the turtle, and I just love, the environmental setting that she's put them in. I love the corals and the fish. To me, it really speaks also of my region as well. Treasure hunt. We've got starfish, and I love decks that are hand drawn, and this is one of those decks. We also have dugongs. Interesting keyword, mistaken. I'm not sure why that is. I haven't worked with this a lot. I've only received it about a week ago, like I said, and I'm still enjoying it. I'm still playing with it and shuffling it. Migration. This is one of the cards that I absolutely adore. Here in the Wood Sundays, we do have migrating whales that come through, and there's a big awareness of that. From locals and boaties and tourists and all that. There's such a huge draw card for the region, and they're absolutely amazing. And then we've got interesting cards like Sunshine. And I like the snake inclusion because, again, I'm in Australia, so snakes galore. And we also have Moonlight. Really love these decks. And yeah, I just think that the deck overall has a very unique energy to it. And I guess I commend the creator Amber for doing a really, really lovely job in terms of the art, the hand-drawn aspect of the deck, choosing the card stock. But I will say there's a couple of things that I kind of feel could have been really reconsidered. And I kind of feel like the deck could have done with a bit more time in editing or thinking about the cohesion between the images. So let me explain. For example, the ship says uncertain waters, but uncertain is misspelled. At least I think it's misspelled. I mean, let me have a look at the guidebook. Yes, and I think that you might say, well, that's really minor, but I kind of feel like I'm one of those people that I like things to be carefully thought through and edited. It's not the end or be all, right? I'm not gonna not work with this deck because of a minor typo, but I just really like a really nicely, carefully thought through end product is what I'm saying. And the other thing that I thought could have really helped this deck perhaps reach a few more people, because I know I'm not the only one who thinks this is the number of cards. So this is only 40 cards, and to me that's very much on the low side for an oracle deck. I think for me an oracle deck is, well, I prefer my oracle decks to be at least 45, ideally over 50 cards. And I know that's a bit more work from the creator, but I know that there are people that are put off by oracle decks that are low in numbers, and 40 is on the lower side. So that's another thing. The last thing I want to say about it is that I feel like some of the cards are incongruous in the overall design. So I'll have to flip through these. I haven't pulled it out. So you see how we have cards like, say, the seahorse, right? And let's say the invasive species cards. And they are like, they take up the whole card, which I love. I think it just really makes the colors in the image and the symbolism really pop out. I think that's really, really lovely. Absolutely love that. But then we have a card like Shark Valley. It's got a border. To me, it looks like it has a border. These cards don't have a border. And to me, it kind of makes it like, I don't know, I like a cohesive structure and aesthetic throughout a deck, which is kind of like why I stopped working with, decks that are created by multiple artists. They don't really work for me as reading decks. Like the 78 deck series, for example. Let me find you another one. The Tourist Stop. Okay, see how different to me? To me, it's almost like there could be two separate decks. What else? Are there any others? Here, this one, the Orchard, is neither here or there, so it's got that line at the top, the white kind of a border at the top, but then it takes up the rest of the card. So I don't know whether it's just me being pedantic, which I am, or whether something happened in the drawing process, and I don't think that the overall aesthetic cohesiveness of the deck was thought through. So those are kind of like my three things, I suppose. Low number of cards, the fact that some cards there's only these three cards that appear to have a border, whereas the others don't. So that's the second thing. And the third thing was that minor typo, which I think is a bit unfortunate. Now, those things aside, I think this is a fantastic little oracle deck. I just love that it's unique. I love that it's based on a local, ecological, or environmental niche, or a niche environment. And of course, I love it because it does resonate with me living here in the Whitsundays, where we have the same climate and some of the same animals and the same kind of tropical vibe about it. Okay. And of course, as important as the art is, and as important as the fact that it's relatable to me, what I also really give a huge thumbs up to Amber for doing is creating a hand-drawn deck and really thinking about the cardstock that she's chosen. I think the cardstock is just really, really absolutely fabulous. It's got a really beautiful matte feel to it. Just a really nice pleasure to really hold and to shuffle. And the tactile experience in tarot and oracle card design is, like, I think it's come a long way, but it still hasn't been fully, it still isn't carefully thought by everyone. And I mean, you can say, why does it matter? And anyway, I'm not going to go down that path. I'm just going to really commend Amber for thinking about the cardstock and doing a really wonderful job with the artwork. I mean, I just love this sort of stuff. This one says belonging. Anyway, if you want to see all the cards, I'm going to do a flip through next. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly do like doing deck reviews and oracles, tarot deck, doesn't matter, when I think that is something a bit more unique. And I think that this deck is that. So thank you for being here, and until my next video, take care.